It's lights out and we're underway here in Portugal. Great start from Onju from that pole position. Mario Aggi got away pretty well as well from second place on the grid. Tatai's made a superb start from fourth. Looks like he might get up into second place. And look at Sergio Garcia. Lightning launch away. Garcia from sixth to third.
Garcia got a very good launch. He got picked off, as you saw, into turn one. Both the Leopard riders didn't get away well. So Tatsuki Suzuki, you see, has already gone back 2 spots. And no real progress for Dennis Foggia. He's really mired in the middle of the pack into turn 3.
Garcia's advantage over Aggi already over 7/10 of a second as they came through that third sector. Now they drop down the hill through turn 14, this crucial last sector. Thought Guevara was going to run a little bit wide there through 14. There's no way through, though, for Carlos Tatai. Now then, down this daring, really breathtaking, sweeping downhill turn number 15. It will be Onju that looks like he'll have the advantage and lead at the end of lap 1. Although here comes Garcia on the inside. Onju just ran a little bit wide there on the exit, and Garcia will lead.
He was wide right the way through there. The start of that long final right-hander, Onju was already wide, and he never really got it back onto line as they come across the line. Guevara has made great progress. Look at him already, straight up into third position. Mario Aggi's been beaten up a little bit on the start-finish straight. Came across the line in fourth, but he's already dropped another couple of spots. And Sasaki's now going for Tatai too.
Sasaki's been brilliant so far in this Grand Prix. He's been brilliant, actually, all season long. So unfortunate was he not to win the opening Grand Prix of the season in Qatar when he was 3 seconds or more clear of the chasing pack. Tatai then is his latest victim. On that last lap, Sasaki's fastest lap, he was the only man in the 148s, and it wasn't close. He did a 148.5. By far the quickest mile on circuit right now is the Japanese rider on the 71 bike.
This group have kind of pegged it to Sergio Garcia on this lap. Once again, Dennis Onju getting very, very wide through turn 15. It doesn't look particularly fast, and I think he has lost a bit of time on this particular sector to Sergio Garcia. The gap up to 1.5 seconds. Sasaki looks like he's got the pace to try and close the gap on Sergio Garcia. If he can just get past these two ahead of him, as we see the slipstream effect as Ethan Guevara goes to the left-hand side, that'll put him on the outside for turn 1. Can he outbrake Onju? Onju surrounded left and right.
Yeah, Onju being picked up by Guevara and by Sasaki then on that long run down to first corner. 970 metres that start-finish straight. Plenty of time for some slipstream. Tatai also picks up Onju into turn number 3. This has been a poor start then to lap 5 for Onju. 2nd to 5th in the blink of an eye, though he's wrestled that 4th place back from Tatai. Good battle that.
Here's Masia then just up ahead in 5th position. As Matt mentioned, the fastest lap of the race last time around, he was half a second quicker than Sergio Garcia, who himself is not lapping slowly. He's now into the 148, but his lead is slowly closing in. This is the battle then for second place. They seem to be working together a little bit at the moment. No real battling between Guevara and Ayumu Sasaki, and for the first time for a long time, they've closed the lead down to Garcia to under 1 second.
That's the dashboard information being fed to Dennis Foggia. He's in P13, 1.4 seconds behind Mario Aggi, directly ahead of him. Guevara sets another personal best lap of the Grand Prix, and now the gap down to under a second to his teammate Sergio Garcia. So they're starting to eat into that advantage of Sergio Garcia's. It was a 148.725 on that last lap from Guevara. That was nearly 3/10 quicker than Garcia ahead of him. Garcia tries to wrestle back the lead from his teammate Ethan Guevara. Guevara led it over the line to start lap number 12. Oh, contact, clear contact, elbow to elbow, fairing to fairing. Big bash there between Masia and Guevara. Masia sticks his hand up. I think it was just a case of two guys fighting for the same piece of tarmac. No malice in it whatsoever, but it was a close call.
Yeah, hand of apology from Jaume Masia. He now holds second place. The two Aspar riders have really lost out in all of that. They're now back to 3rd and 4th. Dennis Onju has a little bit of a look behind him and doesn't see anybody. There's 5.3 seconds of empty tarmac, but it was Onju who was the quickest of this leading 5 last time around. He's regrouped now back into the 148.
There was Foggia then. We track back the, well, what is at the moment the man who's going to be second in the World Championship going into Jerez. Foggia still not able to get himself inside that top 10.
So here's the top 5 then. It's led by Garcia. Nothing to really choose between the top 5 on this lap. Their pace has dropped off a little bit as they've been battling amongst themselves. Back into the mid-149s now for the first time in a while. The group behind them were actually faster. Diogo Moreira was the fastest rider last time around. He's now in 7th just behind Carlos Tatai. But we're now past half distance. Lap 14 of 21. We're starting right now. Dennis Onju just a little bit too far behind. It's Masia now who has the better slingshot down the straight. The two Aspar riders go to the inside and they're going to allow Sasaki past them on the outside if they're not careful. Sasaki's going to have to stay in 4th for now as Garcia holds on to 3rd, but it's Guevara now up into 2nd place behind the new race leader Masia.
no love lost at the moment on track again between Guevara and Garcia. As Lewis mentioned, they had to have a bit of a pep talk, didn't they, earlier on in the season after those tussle in Mandalika. Now then, while that group battles behind them, there's just, what, 5 or 6 bike lengths that Jaume Masia has been able to establish at the front of this Grand Prix as he drops down through turn number 15 for the 14th time of asking. And now then, Garcia cuts to a real tight inside line there. He's got great drive through 15 there, Sergio Garcia. Brilliant corner speed on the gas down the hill through 15. He got through on Masia, but what's happening is with the big slipstream behind him, Ayumu Sasaki finds himself to the front. Guevara also comes back through as well. Sasaki leads, Guevara second.
Yeah, Guevara took real advantage there on the main straight to move back up into second place. That drive that Garcia has, though, out of the final corner could be crucial at the end of this race. As you saw there, the finish line is quite close to the exit of the final corner. It's nearer the beginning of the home straight than the end of it. So if you do get that good drive out of the final corner, you can get to the finish line. Of course, we saw this time last year, Pedro Acosta had those huge moments coming through the final corner and was still able to get to the line ahead of Foggia. So the finish line leading out of it is important. You're not going to be able to slipstream someone over to the finish line. The final lap of the Grand Prix.
He knows what it takes to win. He was a race winner in the 2015 Asia Talent Cup. He was a 2016 Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup champion. Is he going to take the next big step in his Grand Prix career? Here comes Ayumu Sasaki, though. He's lost the lead. Garcia will hit the front. Masia with a really daring launch on the inside, on the brakes, and he just bunches up the group behind him. That will be good for Sergio Garcia, but Masia then into second, Sasaki third.
Yeah, that really bunched them up. Sasaki did all he could down the main straight. He hogged the pit wall. He stayed to the right-hand side, forcing them to go the long way round, but they just breezed past him. Sasaki, though, still very much in touch. They've not completely lost the slipstream to Sergio Garcia, so Garcia's not got this one yet.
Oh, long lap penalty coming late on for Lorenzo Fallon. That's going to probably cost him a second consecutive point scoring finish. Back at the front, it's been such an epic battle this race pretty much throughout the start of this Grand Prix. It's Garcia that has the advantage. He knows the World Championship lead is at stake here, with Dennis Foggia still in 10th place. Can Jaume Masia make it back-to-back wins after his stunning late success in Kota? Can the crazy boy Ayumu Sasaki spark crazy celebrations to take his first win? It's still Garcia, though, that leads.
We know how good Masia is on the brakes. This might be one of the opportunities. Does he now force it at the inside? He looks like he's too far back from me. You can see Sasaki closing up as well as they go through turn 11. Turn 13 is another option. That's where Pedro Acosta took the victory last year. Can his teammate do something very similar? He's too far back.
Garcia on a real nice, tight defensive line there. There was no door left open for the likes of Masia or Sasaki to get on through. Look at how hard Masia's pushing that Red Bull KTM. Big moments he got on the gas coming out of turn 13. They sweep then through turn 14 for the very final time. We're into the final sector. Who's going to win? Who's going to take 25 points here in round 5? Sergio Garcia has the advantage through turn 15. I don't think Masia and Sasaki are going to be close enough. This is where Sergio Garcia has been so good. It looks like it's supreme Sergio. He takes the points in Portimao. Fantastic win by Sergio Garcia.
João Paulo Correa, the Secretary of State for Youth and Sport, gives him another winner's trophy, the 6th of his career, as Garcia is the master in Portimao to regain the World Championship lead.